did you miss me? If this is your first time joining, my name is Audrey and this is the Fire and Fiber podcast where I talk about knitting, thrifting, social justice, politics, mental health, kind of whatever I feel like. As you can tell, I've been recovering from some sort of bronchial laryngitis nonsense, so I apologize for the audio ahead of time, but I really wanted to get this out. If this is your first time joining me, I'm coming to you from my home on the Haldimand Tract in what is now known as southwestern Ontario. The Haldimand Tract was part of an agreement between the Canadian government and Six Nations of the Grand River that, like every other treaty, the Canadian government has not kept up its end on. Again, I apologize for the voice. This is going to be a rough one today, but I really wanted to get it done. Also, can we just appreciate this mug? I have two of these now, and they are the Anthropology letter mug. Like, they look like subway tiles almost. I've thrifted both of these for like $2 or $3, and my last name is Hill, so I'd be more excited if I had an A one for Audrey. I do have a different Anthro mug that says A for Audrey, but also, I just want to show everyone my hair. So I just let this bad boy air dry. What is going on here? Like, okay, so we've got like, it's just a friendly reminder that like your eyebrows, your sides of the hair
are sisters and not twins.
So like over here, I've got like the bad child of the family, you know, gets in trouble, misses curfew, drops out. And then we've got over here our like type A, good girl, compliant. So I guess we're just doing this today. Like I said, I've been sick for a few weeks, but that has not stopped my knitting. Why would it? Other thing I just wanted to comment on, I've been wearing this like crazy. I get asked about my lip situation stuff. Right, so I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in Iconic Nude with the little gloss in Pillow Talk. I'm not sure if this is the main Pillow Talk. I got it in a set from Sephora. This is so nice. You don't even need a lipstick with it, so I just line my lips quickly and then slap on this gloss. It's like almost a minty tingly. It's got a funny applicator actually. I'll show you for anyone who cares. I used to work in cosmetics, so I care very deeply. But it's got this like doe foot applicator, but like with a piece of it dug out. It's like this weird heart shape. I don't know. It's cool. It's different. It's very minty gloss, and it's like the right amount of sticky, but it lasts all day. Like I've worn this many times at work, and I've gone through like coffee, snacks, things like that, and it holds on pretty well, I think, because there's a good color payoff on the gloss as well. So even if the glossy part is gone, there's still color payoff. Anyways, that's my one sidebar. So we have a lot to talk about.
So
Let me put this guy over here. First thing I wanted to talk about, a couple months ago I made a video on the Renunculus, and I had a Renunculus knit along. So I made my own Renunculus a while ago. I had made a video talking about the Renunculus and sort of trying to understand the mass obsession with this pattern. I kind of get it now. So I made my Renunculus in a size 7. I made it a short sleeve version, as you can see. I used a, I think it was like a Lion Brain or a Red Heart. Hold on. I have notes. I don't know why I don't utilize them. Gosh. Okay, so this is Lion Brand Date Nights in the color Hematite. I used, I want to say like 1.5 of these cakes. No, I probably used like 2 cakes, maybe 2.5. So unfortunately, I didn't write down how much my yardage was. I don't know why. I know I had 3 cakes, so I think I used about 2.5. Each cake I think was 100 grams. So I made this size 7 in obviously a cropped version. This yarn I would not recommend using for a wearable. It's very scratchy, very acrylic-y. However, this I knew was going to be a layering piece, and truthfully, if I hated the pattern, I didn't want to like waste yarn that I liked on it before I really knew how I felt the pattern and, you know, was willing to invest with my yarn that I like. So I just did this standard neckline. And like you can see, it's cropped. I did some ribbing at the bottom. So there were a few things I found that I personally really liked about the pattern. Number one, there were both written and video instructions. So every time you came to a section that had a stitch that maybe you didn't understand, you can go back to the Ravelry page and there are links and links and links and links and links to videos. So for this stitch here, there were videos about, you know, the cast on, the neck, things like that. I also like that the pattern itself was written. It was written and it had like little visuals in each section, so I could kind of picture what I was doing. I'm someone who does really well with both like actual typed or I guess like written instructions, but I like having that visual as well. And it's just sort of like the visuals are line drawings, which for me was really helpful because I could kind of picture what I was doing in that drawing rather than a photo of someone's progress. Does that make sense? So I made the short sleeve version, and then what I opted to do was I knit my own ruffle sleeve. So I left my stitches live until I was done the body, and then I did my sleeves, and I have notes on that too. On the body, I did 1.5 inches of ribbing. I picked up 8 stitches for the sleeve, and then I knit 2 rows of knit front to back. Knit front to back is my personal preferred increase. It doesn't leave any loops. It's easy. It's like the training wheels of increases. So I just did 2 rows of that, and then I just did a stretchy bind off. And this is her. She's sparkly. I wore this last week to Woolstock in Binbrook, not Woodstock anymore. I wore this to Yarn Festival last week. I'll talk about that a little bit later. I got lots of compliments on it. I am very happy with this. I am planning on making another one, so I've drank the Kool-Aid and I understand. The next finished object I literally just finished this morning, and I haven't even blocked it yet. I just wove in my ends, but I'm super excited. I saw this pattern probably back in like September. There was a customer who came into the store. Actually, she's Enabler Queen on Ravelry. I don't remember her real name, sorry, but thank you for the pattern recommendation. So I knit the Striation shawl by Amba O'Brien with a few modifications, and I am obsessed. So as you can tell, I haven't blocked it yet, but that's my next thing. So I used the Full Moon Fibers Solar Sock Fade Set in Crypt Keeper. I used almost all the colors, and then for my main color, I used Holst Garn Coast in the color Flint. I held it double because it is a light fingering. I initially had done this, I started this project with, I think I was using Barocco Comfort Sock. I have a couple balls of Barocco Comfort Sock in black. And I started it on the light blue color of this fade kit, which I actually didn't end up using in the final shawl. I didn't like the way it was looking. I didn't like the way it was laying. I was really frustrated with it, so I frogged it. And I had the Holst Garn Coast from another project that I had abandoned. So I knew I had 2 for sure and a third ball around here somewhere. So I held that double and I immediately liked it a lot better. The Holst Garn is just like a very rustic, toothy yarn, and I think that's what this project needed, especially since I was combining it with the Full Moon Fibers Solar Sock, which is an 80/20 superwash merino. It's a gorgeous yarn. I've made socks with it. I've made other items with it, but it is like very soft, and so I wanted like a good balance of drape and structure. So the shawl's knit corner to corner. You start small, increase, and then you do your middle section where you don't increase or decrease, you just carry on, and then you start your decreases. I did modify at the end. I actually made my decreases. I would do a few regular rows, just straight garter stitch in between, so I extended it and gave myself a little bit more of like a tail here. It's funny, I was panicked the whole way through, thinking I was going to run out of yarn. I didn't. I haven't weighed it yet. I did weigh my yarn midway through, and it seemed like I'd be okay, so this is I haven't weighed it, but this is how much Holst Garn Coast I have left. And then a little bit of the green, of the fade, and then I still have the blue, which I'll definitely use for something else. I haven't blocked it yet, but I am so happy with this. This fade kit is beautiful. I bought this at a tent sale a while ago. And, oh, I'm backwards. I love garter stitch, and I also love the back of garter stitch when you're alternating rows. It's like, I love it. It's a really great shawl. I also love the contrasting color I-cord edge, the 2-color I-cord, I guess. So you start off with this darker color that has like a little bit of a hint of, it's like a very, very deep like eggplant maroon with a little bit of color. And then as you can see, we add in more flecks. Got some oranges, some greens, some blues, and then we go right to the green. I do kind of wish there was a bit more of a blend in this. I probably could have alternated my rows, but I like having a pop of color at the end. And so, I don't know if that's going to mess up the mic. So even without blocking, this is a really great length of a shawl / scarf for me. So I'm very excited about that. And it'll definitely grow once I block it, but even just like around the nice little, it's got like the nice little visual of it, the little detail of the, it's a center double decrease. So very, very cute. And that is the Striation shawl by Amber O'Brien. The next finished item I have is a test knit that I had been referencing. I was late on this. I don't know, life was lifing. But these are the Tarot Cat Mitts by Brianna Arlene Designs. I knit these in a 2.75 millimeter. I had trouble reaching gauge based on the recommended patterns. So I've done test knitting for Brianna Arlene before, and what I liked about her designs in general, or her test knit process in general, is that there is a Instagram group where you can ask questions in real time and get real-time answers. So it's really nice to have a group to be able to problem solve issues with in real time. And so these are the two mittens. As you can see, I knit them contrast. It looks dark blue. They are not. So for the blue, it's a navy. So for the navy, I used Filcolana Arwetta in the color navy blue. It's actually color 145 navy blue. So for the bright green, I used La Biana May Super Sock Merino Super Sock in the color tennis ball. And I still have, that's how much I have left over. So this is a fingering weight colorwork mitten project. Oh, I should have showed you the back too. This is the back. It is a fingering weight stranded colorwork project, so it's definitely a commitment. I would say it's worth it. I also really love this like contrasting 2x2 ribbing. Just so visually satisfying. I am not the best blocker. This was also great for me. Like, I am a colorwork knitter, but sometimes I struggle with color dominance, which you can definitely see in like this one. I'm having more of an issue with the dominance than with this guy. I was distracted. I don't know. It's a learning process for me. I really like learning new skills. I like testing out patterns. So I'm happy with these. The next item that I've got finished, it's like 97% finished. I haven't woven in the two ends and I need to block it, and it's got a little bit of a mess up, but it's a gift. So this is the beloved bonnet by Tin Can Knits. I knit this in a Rico Baby Classic DK that I thrifted for, I don't know, nothing. This was super easy, super fun. I'm actually not ashamed of it. For the longest time, I was actually really resistant to short rows. I have all these like preconceived notions about certain knitting techniques that I hate, and then I do them and they're actually not that bad.
Except for magic loop.
I will always hate magic loop. But anyways, this was just really fun, like kind of like a nice mindless knit. I have a lot of babies on the way in my social circle or in our family. And winter is coming. It's like finally cold weather. So this knit up in, gosh, I don't know, 2 days probably. So that I think is all of my finished objects. I kind of had a space of time. I don't know if anyone else experiences this, where you have lots of whips and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. And then all of a sudden you finish everything like one after another, after another, after another. That was kind of my week last week. If you have watched my shorts on YouTube or on my reels on Instagram, you'll know that I decided to punish myself with a one whip for 1 week project. I wanted to make progress. I felt like I wasn't making progress on my come back again. I was just not motivated. So I had to go ask my good friend Wendy to help me with attaching my sleeves. And then once that was done, I gave myself a week to work on my come back again, and here we are. We're not done. So I have wet blocked this, and then so I still need to do the button band. I haven't So I wet blocked it. It's still a little damp, but I think I'm going to steam block my button band area before I start again, just to like really be consistent. It's a lot to block a big sweater like this. I don't have a ton of space in my house, so I was missing half the floor here in my office for a week, so apologies to my husband. But this is the first time I've knit a cardigan. It's the first time I've knit a bottom-up cardigan with these really cool raglan sleeves. I am not someone who is great with like spatial thinking or reasoning or planning, so I really had to trust the process on the assembly and building out of this. That's why it was great to ask for help as well from my lovely Wendy. So I am super jazzed on this. So this is a pattern where you knit the pockets first as your gauge swatch, then you knit your sleeves and you put them away on, try it on tubing, like you keep the stitches live. You knit the bottom ribbing and the sweater body, and then you attach and go from there. So I still have to do the button band, the neck, and my sleeves, the button band, the neck, and my pockets, and then she'll be done. I knit this in Spincylce Versus in the colors Sweet and Sour that I got from the Knitting Loft on sale, and I love it. I'm just like very excited. This is not a color I normally go for, this like sort of muted yellow with the gray, but I'm really, really jazzed on it. And we're almost done. Let me check my nifty notes. I actually wrote notes for myself this time to keep me on track, and it actually might work. So acquisitions, I have a few things to show. I had to go out of town for a work trip, and I went to the local yarn shop, Heaven is Handmade in Sarnia, and I found my favorite. I feel like this should just be like a Fleurange apparel support show podcast network at this point. I got this really adorable sock yarn. It's the 7525. It actually doesn't have the name on it. Isn't that funny? But anyways, like these colors, so lovely. I'm excited for that. That might be I don't know what. The other thing I picked up 5 skeins of this Plied North Ave 100% wool, spun in New Hampshire and hand dyed in Baltimore, in the colorway Lemon Stick. It's a really lovely twist. It's got yellow and it's got flecks of pink. There we go, the pink's coming up. But then when you look at it far, it's kind of this like sassy burnt orange almost. I might make a Renunculus in this, honestly. That was my intended project. I was like, maybe I'll make another one. I picked this up from Woolwich Fine Yarns in Guelph. I went to go stop in and saw Emma and picked up a bunch of this. And, you know, eventually I'll probably get to my Crux cardigan. Like I said, I just finished a whole bunch of projects, so I'm itching to start something new. I'm itching to cast on something new. Even though I still have my wall of shame / repairs over here. I'll get to it. All right, so over the weekend, I went to Woolstock, Ontario, in Benbrook, not Woodstock now, with Allie Makes Everything. Allie reached out to me a while ago and asked if I wanted to go, and this was our first time meeting in real life. I am a giant fangirl of hers, and we had a ton of fun. It was also really cool because she got recognized by a few people. I didn't, which I was like just eating it up watching her be recognized by folks. She was approached by a few people, and I thought that was really cool. So I actually didn't get very much. I did not go balls to the wall. Other than, so the only booth I picked anything up from was Fergus Yarn Co. I got 2 of these sock weight skeins. Color Out in Space is the color name. I love these. These were on sale because the dyer...
Sorry, I can't remember your name.
These are on sale because she thought no one would like the color. I snatched these up immediately. I could probably make a Renunculus with this too. Anyways, no plans, but cute, right? I also went and dug around the mini skeins buckets. I actually love yarn festivals for this reason because people always bring their mini skeins, their like misdyes, mislabels, you know, one-offs, whatever. And this bin was funny too, because when she had a few of these like metal tubs, and I would look and I'd be like, okay, they're kind of like solids, and you pull one up and then I'm like, oh, it's actually a toner with a few different tones. Like, it was deceiving. I got a really nice mint. My plan for this is to add it to my palette cleanser shawl, and then I got these with no freaking plan other than I was like, these are unicorn cotton candy dreamy goodness beauties, and I need to take them home with me. So I got some of those. There's a few other acquisitions. These are thrifted. These are thrifted, so I'm really excited. I was looking for this. I think I saw this on a post on Instagram or some Facebook group, and I just thought it was really cool. And I just haven't bit the bullet to buy it, but I found 2 of these Magic Kette Superwash Wool Unravel to Knit Socks, Shawls, or Something Magic. These like funny knit tubes. This is in the colorway. I actually don't know if it has a colorway. It's colorway number 2. I got 2 of these for $7.99, plus I think I used a coupon at Value Village. So, a couple other acquisitions. I mean, there's more back there. I got some Lang Jawoll in like a stripy color. So I got this in a bag with another yarn that I probably won't use. I'm probably gonna just give it away on Facebook. I got this colorway, they don't ever name their colors, 902.0142. I've never seen like a big ball like this. I've talked about like Jawoll solid before too. And it's got the little, you can see it's got the bobbin inside for, it's got a little spool of repair. Actually, I have some right here from other projects. Don't judge me, my cats got a hold of this and they've played with it. And so I rescued it from their little kitty lair where they take all of our stolen items. But from when I made my best dress vest, this was from the Lang Jawoll. I'm judging me. It's okay. So anyways, I got this along with another ball of yarn for $4.99 at Value Village. So it's just like a really pretty neutral gray. While I was at Woolwich Fine Yarns, like I said, the Plied was on sale, and so was this Rico Superba alpaca luxury socks. I have, and this is in the color Bordeaux. I have coveted this for a long time from my store as well, but I just couldn't pass it up. What's the one there? It's this really beautiful yarn where it's got the fiber, and then it's got the alpaca blown around it, so it gives this really beautiful halo, but the actual base fiber is kind of like a gray color. I was really excited about this. I was really excited about this. I am really excited about this. I got a bag of someone's scraps, stock scraps, for $7.99, plus probably a coupon. I haven't cracked this open yet. I love scraps. I love chaos. I love stripes. I was very happy about that. A few more thrift acquisitions. These I got, I think this bag was like $4, $3.99. Again at Value Village. These are the Daruma Iro Iro. I got the color Sweet Pea, the color Dark Gray, and the color Red. These are really beautiful. They're just 20-gram balls. I'm a sucker for cutesy small things, so I like the way that they're wound, but they're 100% wool. They're made in Japan. I've never used this brand. I'm always happy to have like nice solid basics. Like I have a solid cube over here. This is actually organized, believe it or not. So down below I have like a cube of my solids, where like my solid sock yarn, because you always need solid. You can't just have color all the time. You can't have color and pattern and variegation all the time, although I try really hard. There's one more that I wanted to talk about. Circling back, there's one more whip I wanted to talk about. I've started this. Gosh, this is already really irritating me. I have knit and frogged this collar 4 times, and I also followed the pattern and did short rows in a way that I don't like, and so there are some little tiny holes, but it's just for me. I don't actually care. So I'm knitting the King Salmon Light by Boylan Knitworks. No, Caitlin Hunter. This is the King Salmon Light by Caitlin Hunter. As you can see, I'm only like 4 rows into my color work. I've knit my neck, and like I said, that's where I'm having trouble with one side of my short rows. I'm not sure why. Anyways, right? Like we don't do this to be perfect. We do it because it's enjoyable. Well, it's enjoyable when it goes right. But anyways, I am knitting this with Cascade Heritage in the color Neon Pink. And then I've got the Filcolana Arwetta. I can't remember this color. It's sort of like a garam masala color. It's really pretty. We'll see if I get through this. I don't know. It's one of those projects that I've had to put in timeout so many times already. I'm kind of irritated at it. But anyways, I wanted to talk about books. I've been influenced. So in terms of what I've been reading, I was heavily influenced to start, what's it called? I was influenced by my friend Christina to start reading Fourth Wing, and her, my cousin, and I read it together. And yeah, like I don't know why I just hadn't read it, but anyways, so I read Fourth Wing, and now I'm on Iron Flame. If you know, you know. I don't need to talk about this book. I'm only on about chapter 11. So just a quick warning, this next little bit is not going to be safe for work or small people. Melissa got me this really, really fun, I can't show all of it because, you know, this really cute glow-in-the-dark bookmarker. You can probably guess what it is. I love it. It just fell out because I wasn't putting it back properly. Yeah, that's that book. So funny how I had to go to the bathroom all morning and then boom, that is menopause and carrying 2 9-pound babies to term. Anyways, oh frick. In non-fiber related news, or thrifting, I wanted to talk about Wild. This is not sponsored. I purchased this with my own hard-earned dollar bucks. And Wild is a company that does refillable deodorant, and a couple things about that. It's a really cool idea. Like, it is trying to reduce waste. As we all know, deodorant typically comes in plastic receptacles that, you know, maybe you recycle them, maybe you don't. Most municipalities don't have the proper recycling supports to actually put most of that plastic back. Anyway, they are a company that does vegan and aluminum-free deodorants. So you purchase this little case here. I'm going to wind this guy all the way down so I can do like a quick demo of how to assemble. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. How fun. So you wind it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, we're going to pretend like this is my first time. It's not. So you order your case. They have a lot of fun colors and prints, and it's like a little metal case. I just went with standard for me, hot pink. They do like different seasonal prints and things like that. Very cute. So you take the bottom off and then you take your refill. In this instance, I have Ocean Mist. So you take your refill, you then pop it on there, put the body back on, click it, and then you just wind it all the way up. Let's see. Until I've used it. And away you go. So a couple things about this deodorant. Number one, I was influenced by Selena's Spooky Boo. Let's have story time here. We'll put in a cute little transition like So I have been a stinky human. I have been a very fragrant, sweaty human since I was a teenager, probably earlier. I hit puberty pretty early, so I was always on the hunt for a deodorant that actually worked. When I was in high school, I guess while I was probably starting in like grade 6 or 7, I actually wore men's deodorant for quite a few years, especially when I was playing sports and things like that. In recent years, I haven't been able to. So like I was stinky prior to having my kids. And then when I got pregnant, as you know, your hormones go completely bananas in the postpartum period, same thing. So I have struggled with smelling fresh and not like an old trucker for many years now. And I've always struggled to find a product that really worked for me. The challenge has always been for me is like, I really like the idea of natural, of aluminum free, I tried like doing all the cleanses and the pulling and the clay, trying to like detox my body, which is a thing. Anyways, so I've struggled for a long time, and often I found that even products with aluminum in them, I was still struggling. Like, it's very common for me to need to like refresh partway through the day. So the thing about Wild is they are vegan, they're aluminum free, and it actually works. So for me, I've actually found this to be really effective. If you don't know, aluminum is a very common ingredient in deodorants and antiperspirant, and it is also an endocrine disruptor, meaning it causes long-term effects. The endocrine system is part of your hormones. It's not good. So that's part of the reason for the push to move away from aluminum for a lot of companies. However, you have to balance, like, aluminum is very effective at reducing sweat, reducing stink. So it's like, it's a balancing act, right? Do I want to be stinky, or do I want to have weird chemicals in my body that I can potentially eliminate? Like, obviously we are all taking in chemicals and microplastics all the time, but if you know that you can cut down on something, right? Anyways, so I bought the case and then 3 refills. So I got Ocean Mist, Honey and Cactus Flower, and Cherry Blossom. If anyone remembers Bath and Body Works from like the 90s and 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. So I got 3 of these, and then you can just purchase more refills or more containers or both. They do have a lot of like very seasonal scents, like those sort of like warm, you know, I'm not really like a vanilla caramel, salted caramel, sea salt kind of person. I like more of like a clean, neutral scent. And also those tend to be less effective for me as a stinky human than, you know, sort of the musky heavy. These work fantastic. So I've been wearing these for 3 weeks and I love it. It is a scent that lasts all day. I went to go hug my mom the other day. She was sitting down, so I went to go like hug her like this, and she was like, "What's that smell?" And she's like smelling me all over, right? Because, you know,
Boundaries.
And so I was like, "Oh, is it my deodorant?" And I went and like, and so she immediately, like, this is such a mom thing, immediately like shoves her face on my arm, but it's like,
Oh my gosh, you smell so good.
it's like, it's
My new deodorant from Wild.
I love this. This is great. I wear it in the morning. If you don't know, deodorant is actually most effective when you wear it at night. Same with dry shampoo. I very rarely remember to. So this is a great product. I am very much a fan. Like I said, this is not sponsored, not like, this is not paid. This is just my personal opinion. My only caveat I would say is that if you are someone who is sensitive to baking soda, so I was a little bit nervous just because these do use baking soda. It even says on their website, like, not the sensitive kind. So they have refills. I didn't realize this because I don't read or pay attention, but they have the classic deodorants, and then they also have their same scents in sensitive. I just got the classic and I have not had a problem. So they've got really fun ones. Like, let's see here. They've got Swizzle's Drumstick, which is like a raspberry caramel latte, pina colada, cola, thunderstorm, mint and aloe vera, cedar and sandalwood, juicy mango. So, I mean, I really do think there is one for everyone. I believe they're a UK company, but they do ship out of Canada, which is also great. So I didn't get tariffed or dutied or anything like that. They do also offer a subscription, like, you know, you pick your amount and it's refilled every month or 3 months or whatever. The other thing I wanted to highlight too, so it's a metal case, but then the actual deodorant bit is cardboard. So that's great. It's compostable. So yeah, we love that. As like someone who's not a fan of single-use plastics and trying to like reduce wherever we can, I'm a big fan of that. And they do have other skincare products as well. I have not tried them. I just tried the deodorant and I'm a giant fan. I will have a code below and an affiliate link that just gets me a little bit. Like I said, not sponsored, but I do have a code if you're interested, and that is Wild Refill. I am running out of steam and energy, and we're getting to the end of our time together. If we are not already, I would love to be friends on Ravelry. I'm at Audrey Hill, and on Instagram at Fire and Fiber Makes. Fiber spelled the American way, same as this podcast. Let me know what you're working on as we are finally, hopefully, in the cold weather era. Maybe. And I'd love to know what you're working on, what you're passionate about, what you're reading, anything like that. So from me to you, happy knitting and take care.